Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cleveland Browns and the Denver Broncos. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports.
Got it. 56. Mike's 56. Defense wins championships, baby. Look. Squeeze. Twins. Check. Hey. High 7.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
I want that. Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Give me that ball.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. This is the tight end fan. Now those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there.
On the set. Check Mike 33. You must be. Hey, lock it. Shoot. Switch. Check nickel. Hatchet.
To throw on 2nd down. Stevenson. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3.
Leo. Check. Undercrunch. Check. Bravo. Check hot. Go.
Operating from the gun. Stevenson. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a 1st down. So opening drive 3rd down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsay. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. Tackle was made by Joel Iyiegbuniwe.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
He's checking. Hey, Sam off. Check. Lucky. Check 43. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Ready.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
I can't believe they even let you play. Hey, Zoo! Walk, get walk! Rock it! Shift! Take four!
Throwing on 3rd and long. Stevenson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Not too shabby here. This will skip out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. To throw, Mayfield. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Push it back. Hey, switch gears. Hurry.
First carry for Austin Eckler, who's a Colorado native. There he goes, left side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Austin Eckler. His 9th touchdown of the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. This quick pass complete to Sutton. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there? Swarming to it and not allowing that to happen. Did not let him get downfield.
On the ready.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right. Alert.
There.
He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up. Quick the edge. Come. Hey, watch this.
They'll try the draw. Lindsey. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing, often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. This is taken at the 23. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3. The 37-yard line.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
We got to step it up.
Check 13. Check 13.
First carry for James Conner. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Check. Hey, alert. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. He finds Robinson. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50.
And it'll be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
On first down, right back to Lindsey. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Jonathan Allen on the tackle. 1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey, orbit.
Mike's 59. Here we go.
Check 37. Check. Hard. Switch now.
2nd and 9 now. Escapes the sack. Eluding the pressure right. And some space here. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain. We've seen the pressure get to him several times in this game. There, though, we see him escape it.
And we've seen this rookie video before as well. That type of pressure, oftentimes, what do you resort to? Your legs, try and escape. What you hope is that this doesn't become habit for him, that he learns how to handle the pressure, still keep his eyes downfield, and make some throws.
Flag.
On first down, Lindsey. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
On second down, it's Lindsey. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The Broncos on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Hey, Steve 6.
From the gun, Stevenson. He's got his tight end Fant. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
You ain't doing that. Look, squeeze. Kill. Switch. Jack. Pilot, 64, weak. Bang. Ready.
They'll run the toss. It's Lindsey. And some room to maneuver. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Ready.
33. Watch a slant. Slant. Kill.
Now it's Lindsey. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Hey. Check three.
Hey, lock it. On the ball.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
A gain of a yard on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Check. Alert 3. Jumper.
Back to throw. Stevenson. Got a man open. It's Sutton. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down.
yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Kill, kill, kill.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Big air, big air, big air.
They'll try and pick it up with Lewis. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as he'll wind up going backwards. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And this Browns defense stands tall. The Browns drive about to get started. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
From the 17, Mayfield. It's complete to Robinson. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked. But instead, they'll keep it on 2nd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Alert, 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 alert. Hurry.
Who's that yours? Is that yours?
Real. Hurry, hurry. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
50's the mic. 50.
My touch.
Mayfield looks to throw. And he finds Tyler Kroft. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10.
Point it right, point it right, point it right.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make this a 2nd down. He's a reigning AFC Offensive Player of the Week, and defensively they have to find an answer for him.
And that's what you would do if you were calling plays, right? You'd make sure that he gets targeted. But the thing about it is the route running. That's what makes him so dangerous, is because no matter what is presented defensively, he runs his route with such skill that he's able to go up and get the football first in each and every situation.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join, who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores. Allen Robinson, kiss him goodbye. And all the way in, touchdown, Cleveland. Allen Robinson. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that'll make the score 14-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Check 26, check 26. Go.
Throwing on first down. Stevenson. He's got a man. That's Keenan Allen. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
2nd and 3. Screen pass to Lindsey. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
33. Here it comes. Single. Hey, watch 11. Watch it.
Rock it.
Kill.
Hey, exit.
Hey, turn it up. Under 10. 10. Hey, check Mike 33. Check Mike 33. Record. Watch out.
Hit it.
Operating from the gun. Stevenson. Open man, it's Allen. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 32-yard line. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. This quarterback now 10 of 10 to start the game. How about that? As he comes up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, Stevenson. Flush to his right, and now he's going to use his legs. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Ready? 10 Lobo.
I don't think you got it, son. Watch the ship.
Bam.
Switch. Slam. Out.
Ready.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Stevenson. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. He was trying to get that one to Allen that time. The Browns drive about to get started. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boys.
Out of bounds at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 9.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Check 52. Check 9.
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Set, 180.
Right there, 54 miles. Watch the run. Watch the run.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. First down, and they stick with Eckler. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Mike 5-4. Hey, let's get this. Hey, watch out. Check Mike 54. Mike. Get ready. Get ready.
They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. But he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Robbie Anderson. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now 21-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
The Broncos take over. First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun, Stevenson buying time to his left. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
While you admire anyone trying to pick up an additional couple of yards, they're just not worth it when you take shots like that. Quarterbacks have to stay in the game and stay on the field.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Check, crunch, roll out. Rush in, rush in, rush in.
Watch twist. Check.
Shoot.
From the gun, Stevenson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory.
Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. The 20, 10, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Austin Eckler. 79 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly,
skyrocketed.
right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10. At their own 25-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Switch. Check nickel.
Steve Griffin.
Looking to throw. Stevenson. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. Give him 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
70, Indy.
You can't block me.
Hey, Echo.
58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
Hard.
Watch the screen.
Look, squeeze.
Hatchet. Watch that. Check.
Hey, Alpha.
Undercrunch. Check hot route.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5.
Ready?
Instead of a 3rd and 4, now they have to manage a 3rd and 9 after the delay of game.
Hey, lock it.
He's checking. Crash.
Go.
58 to Mike. 58 to Mike. I'm here all day. 58.
Yes. Come on, boy. Come on, boy.
Operating from the gun, Stevenson. And that will be incomplete. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. They'll run here with Eckler. I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
180.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Regular.
It's Eckler again. And now look at him go. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Austin Eckler, his third touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Continuing to play at that level, and when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
And the pressure gets to him again. Myles Garrett in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. From the gun, Stevenson. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. And it's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. On the NFL scoreboard elsewhere, third quarter down in Arizona. And the Cardinals scoring again. They've got that one in cruise control. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 50-yard line.
Welcome back now to Denver. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Night 54. Night, sweetheart.
Regular.
He's coming. Double
Once more, here's Eckler. And some room to roam now. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Watch the safety cream. King.
Running on first down, Eckler. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Back.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And stay on the ground with Connor again. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. On 3rd down, it's Connor. And they're going to drop him well shy of the first as he can only make it to the 11. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Let's go!
At their own 25-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Let's go, it's going to be a long day, offense.
Hey, Sam off.
Check 13. Check 13.
Ready.
Back to throw. Stevenson nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has, but in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it, yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Off the play fake. Stevenson. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver first down. This quarterback now 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10.
3 down. He's coming. We
Bam. Get it.
Operating from the gun, Stevenson. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 48-yard line. Looking to throw. Stevenson. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Single receiver.
To throw again. Stevenson. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a 6-yard loss on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Down. 10 Lobo. Hey, foxtrot.
Watch the slant. Mike, check 33. Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go. Hey, check Mike 33. Hey, let's get in them holes. He's crashing. He's checking.
Look at me. Door.
Check 6 guys.
Big grip.
From the gun, Stevenson. And that is incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Hey, Delta.
58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Crunch time, defense. Hey, 58 is the Mike. Go 58 is the Mike. Who there?
On 4th down, Stevenson. That's caught over the middle by Fant. And he's got this down to the 35. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
He's got Allen.
You ain't going nowhere.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Browns' 32-yard line.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Back to throw. Stevenson. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Watch the screen.
Hey, Haywood.
Mike, check 33. Not here.
Let's go.
On 1st down, Stevenson. He'll find Lindsey here. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
At the 21-yard line.
Here we go. 60 outlaw.
Here's 2nd and 8. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start.
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry.
On third down, Mayfield. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And that will hit and continue on out of bounds.
Let's go.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Second and 14. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end, and that'll make it third down.
It's now third down and 14.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hey, check Mike 33. Check Mike 33. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Browns, they pick up win number 4 on the campaign as they emerge victorious here. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss, and they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Washington.